Good afternoon, 8th grade. This is Miss V, and today for art, we are going to need our sketchbooks, our pencils, and our Chromebooks. We will be talking and learning a little bit more about El Día de los Muertos. I know you guys know that I love this holiday. It has very special meaning to me, and I wanted to give you guys a little bit more background information on the history of it and the symbols and imagery that we see throughout this holiday. At the end of the lesson, you are going to go into your sketchbooks and you're going to design your very own calavera. Let's get started. El Día de los Muertos, a Mexican holiday where families welcome back the souls of their deceased for a brief reunion that includes food, drink, and celebration. It is celebrated every year from October 31st through November 2nd. October 31st is Halloween, also known as All Hallows Eve. November 1st, El Día de los Inocentes, is also known as All Saints Day. November 2nd is All Souls Day, also known as the Day of the Dead, Día de los Muertos. According to tradition, the gates of heaven are open at midnight on October 31st, and the spirits of children can rejoin their families for 24 hours, and the spirits of the adults can do the same on November 2nd. Pre-Hispanic celebrations. Before Spanish colonization, each year the ancient Aztecs celebrated, and I might butcher this name, Mictecacihuatle. She was the goddess of the underworld, also known as the Lady of Death, and her role was to watch over the bones of the dead. Once the Aztecs were converted to Christianity by the Spaniards, over time, the celebration evolved to include both Aztec and Catholic traditions to become what is known as Día de los Muertos, celebrated through the world in varied iterations. The holiday is a celebration of the lives of loved ones lost. Symbols and imagery. I know many of you are familiar with a lot of these, but we're going to recap right quick. The first one on our list is the cempasúchil. Cempasúchils are often used in Day of the Dead celebrations, if not all of them, referred to as Flor de Muerto or Flower of the Dead. Marigolds are thought to attract souls to the ofrendas, decorated in their honor to welcome them. Calaveras, a prominent and recognizable feature of Day of the Dead, crafted from a mixture of granulated sugar and meringue powder. These molded sugar skulls are decorated with bright patterns and colorful designs, which represent the vitality of life and the unique personalities of people. Calacas. These can take on many forms. Some are tall and skinny, others are short and squat. Some have large heads, others have small ones. However, all skeletons are depicted as joyful and happy. They are never sad, they are never scary. Often, the skeletons are dressed in fancy clothes and then placed in entertaining situations. For example, La Catrina, El Mariachi. This is done to portray the lives of the deceased and to remember the shared moments. We have mariposas. Monarch butterflies are often seen in Mexican traditions. Monarchs, in particular, migrate to Mexico every fall and are thought to be the spirits of the ancestors coming home to visit. Continuing our symbols and imagery, we have our ofrendas. Altars and other special locations are adorned with mementos, photographs, and keepsakes belonging to the dead. These particular articles are used to help the spirits find the right altar where they can find their family waiting for them. Pan de muerto. Food is used to connect the dead to the living world and to help them on their journey back to the underworld. Traditionally, the deceased's favorite foods are laid on the altars along with pan de muerto, which is a semi-sweet bread, and it is baked and dusted with sugar to represent the soil that the bodies are buried in. And last for our list is papel picado. It is a delicate cut tissue paper used to decorate the spaces which are being used to honor the dead. These colorful but very fragile decorations represent the fragility of life. Dia de los Muertos in contemporary art. Now, I know you will find a few of these, if not all of these, familiar. In modern times, the idea and the celebration of Dia de los Muertos can be found in modern day art, specifically in movies and shows. One of the most popular movies of the last couple of years has been Coco, The Book of Life. There is a show on Netflix called Super Monsters, and they have a little girl named Vida who represents the Day of the Dead. And there is an animated short called Dia de los Muertos. I recommend that if you have not seen any of these, that you look them up just to see if you can find the imagery and the symbols that we talked about throughout these movies and animations. And last but not least, we have your art assignment. For today, you will be sketching your own calavera in your sketchbooks. You may use your